Hello everyone, Module 13, Maintaining Windows. It's better to maintain and do proactive maintenance than to fix things after they're broken. We're going to look at how do you schedule preventative maintenance, keep Windows healthy, use disk management tools, manage files, folders, and hard drives. We've done some of this already. So you want to make sure that your Windows updates are working. In Windows 11, you go to Start and Settings, and there it is, Update and Security. You want to make sure that it is up to date. Last time checked. Make sure that it isn't broken. That's a good one. Is your antivirus malware software up to date? Well, we've checked that one before. What sort of things would be a network security setting? Good question. Do you back up your data? Do you uninstall software you don't need? Do you clean up your hard drive? Well, let's take a look at those things. This is looking at the Settings and Control Panel app. We'll look at some of those. Let's see here. We went through power options already. So we've talked about this. There's something called the 1-2-3 rule of backup. You have three copies, 2 different media, and 1 off-site. That's the 3-2-1 rule of backup. You can back up to the cloud. You can back up to your USB drive. You can back up to a external hard drive. You can back up to a server. You can back up to, I use a pay-for system. So here are some examples of different ways to back up your data. Do something. So you want to plan for disaster, and there it is. 3-2-1 backup rule. We're not going to worry about this stuff here. Just do a full backup each time. Whenever you do a backup, make sure you test that you can get information from your backup. I know a company years ago that never tested their backup and they thought it was working fine. Well, they lost 3 years worth of information because of a system crash. They were in big trouble. I don't know if they went out of business or what happened. Windows 10 and 11 have something called a system image, which is pretty cool. Let's look. Oh, we have a lab that does that, so never mind. Let's see here. File history is not something I use, but it could be something useful for you. You do need a little USB drive or an external hard drive, and what it does is it makes copies of your files onto a different device automatically. So that's pretty cool. All right, there's the system image thing. We have a lab that does that. System files. Okay, so verify anti-malware. Make sure it's up to date. We have a lab on that. Verify Windows Update. We have a lab on that. Do you have to empty your recycle bin? Not necessarily. Are they being optimized? Well, how do you find that out? You go to Start, type in disk, defragment, sorry, D-E-F-R-A, and you will have something come up that says defrag and optimize drives. Even solid state drives can be optimized. Most of the time, your disks will show up here. On servers, sometimes they don't. Here's where you can go to change the settings. Monthly, perfectly enough. And on a on a solid state drive, it's called trimming. Trimming marks the locations where files used to be stored and marks them as empty so that they can be used again. Do not use this on a USB drive. Basically, it'll wear it out. Because actually, solid state and USB drives can't be fragmented because they're chips. Chips can't be fragmented. All right, so let's see, maintaining hard drives. Oh, here we go. If you go to Start and type in disk cleanup, I know we have a lab for that somewhere. It's not a bad idea to do this once in a while. It comes up with your drive selection. I'm going to hit OK. Haven't done this for a while on my computer. We want to also go to System Files. This is where Windows updates are stored. So you click OK again, and I have a fairly quick computer, And I have an SSD drive, so this doesn't take terribly long. Okay, there we go. Drag it back in my window. So update cleanup, I have 6 gigabytes. Update cleanup means that when I get updates, some of the files are backed up so that I can restore from a Windows update. Well, the last Windows update was some time ago. You could leave these on there if you have plenty of disk space. If you don't have plenty of disk space, check all these in. These are all temporary files that if you remove them won't hurt anything. And notice I could gain 17.5 gigabytes. I've seen students do this and have way more. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And if we, let's see, move on. So, yep, we talked about that. We're not going to worry about that. Disk management to manage hard drives. Rarely do we do that anymore. Most machines come with one drive. That's about all you need is a single drive. To manage hard drives, use disk management. Yep, we're not going to worry about array of inexpensive disks. Command line interface. Yes, we have a whole lab on the command line interface. We're going to look at that a little bit later on. And one of my favorite ones, robocopy. I think that's about it. So the important part of this lesson here is set up, perform scheduled preventative maintenance tasks to keep Windows healthy and prepare for disaster. So make sure that the things that we've gone through, antivirus, Windows updates, check disk, will run automatically. We have labs in each of these things. Now, if you have made it all the way through this and you want some extra credit, email me saying how you're going to do this on your computer, and you'll get some extra credit. See you later.